Alrighty, guys. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. Hope everyone is doing well. Happy Thursday. Once again, April 10th. Hope everyone is doing good. So we're here for some coverage, guys, on the hail threat. The hail and damaging wind threat today. Thankfully, we do not have ourselves... Is my mic really loud for some reason? It looks like it's topping out. Hold on a minute, y'all. Let me know if it's too loud, because it looks like it's really loud. But anyways, guys, we have a hail threat and a damaging wind threat here for today that we are going to need to be doing some coverage on. So we are currently starting to see some of that activity already starting to kick off here. We do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings and stuff like that. Let's see here. What's up, K-Jack? What's up, Sully? What's up, Red Cyclonic? What's up, Scott? What's up, Tammy? What's up, Tabletop? What's up, Katie? What's up, Fast Car? What's up, Ohio? What's up, guys? Once again, welcome, everybody. So, yeah, we have a couple of severe thunderstorms kicking off right now. Let's go actually hop over to this program here. So we are starting to see a little bit of that activity kicking off here. Got a couple of severe thunderstorms down in southern Illinois. We have areas like Jonesboro, Carbondale, Pomona, I think it is. Out there by Alto Pass, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for 12 minutes for quarter-size hail and the potential of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts out here. So, just a bit of a heads-up out there. Okay, audio's good. Awesome, awesome. Katie says, good afternoon from Ewing, Virginia. What's up? Hope you're doing good, Katie. Hello from Florida. Hope you're doing good, my friend. So then we have another warning down in southeastern Missouri for Fisk, I think it is, Dudley. Out here, as well as Bernie included as well, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter hail. So it seems like that's kind of what all of these warnings are. Actually, we have one near St. Louis. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning here just west of St. Louis, out by O'Fallon, Lake St. Louis, St. Peters. Possible quarter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts on that storm. We're going to hop over to this radar here, take a quick peek at it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. We definitely do have some pretty high-end reflectivity coming up through here. Let's, I'm going to grab a cross-section slice. You can see that the beam doesn't go up super high near the radar. But from what we can see inside of the radar here, I mean, it definitely looks like it has a pretty heavy precipitation with it. Can definitely see kind of where that hail threat is. Especially that last frame that developed there. It looks like that might be a bit of a growing hail concern towards that radar. Sully says we need a break from this weather. Dude, you ain't kidding, man. It's been crazy. I'm happy. Okay, I'm really happy that I was able to at least have a couple days break, between everything. I mean, it was literally outbreak after outbreak after outbreak that we've had. It was nuts, man. It was nuts. Caitlin says, hello from Louisville. What's up? Hope we're doing good. I think Louisville actually is in the wrist today, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look over here. Looks like we do have some showers nearby. Let me confirm, see if those are showers, because, yep, so they're meteorological. Okay, good. Yeah, so we do got some storms developing west of you. Let me pull up the day one outlook here for you guys. I'm also going to turn down that. So, yeah, you're actually in the level 1 threat out here. Yeah, you're in that level 1 threat out there in Louisville for severe weather. So today's maximum level is a 2 out of 5. We have a level 1 out here for you. Good news, like I mentioned, no tornadoes. So you do have a 5% wind threat, and you got a 5% hail threat. So potential hail up to 1 to 2 inches in diameter, and potential gusty wind 60 to 70 mile per hour. So we got to keep an eye out there for that later. It does look like we are starting to get a little bit of storms developing. One thing I do want to do real quickly is hop to future radar on HRRR here. We do have the 18 Zulu coming through now. So that's that. Welcome to spring. Oh, yeah. You all think it's safe to say we're in storm season now? I think so. I think it's safe to say that, right? What's up, Frankie? Welcome from Live Oak, Florida. Watching from Live Oak, Florida. What's up? Well, I'm streaming from Polk County, Florida. Out here by Lakeland. What about Mississippi? Yeah, Mississippi does have a risk today. So the more north you go in the state, the greater the threat today. So, thank you, Sully. I appreciate that. Thanks. What's the outlook for Louisville? Moved my new house today. No basement. Oh, I got you. Yeah, like I mentioned, Louisville just has a little threat for some gusty winds and hail. Yeah, you should be fine, honestly. Just stay indoors during the storms here. And, you know, we'll keep you updated. I'll keep you updated. Yeah, Ben, I am. Frankie says best weatherman. I appreciate that, dude. I don't, honestly, I have my doubts. I don't think I'm the best out there, but hey, man, I try my hardest, dude. All right, we got some, I think those are new warnings we just got. Yep, new warnings down here in southern Illinois for the Carbondale area. Wait, are these new? Oh, no, this one's new by Jonesboro towards Dongola. Towards Buncombe. Dude, what are these names, man? Who sat there and came up with these names, dude? All right, 23 minutes here on this warning. 0.75 inch hail. Ray says, hello from Cleveland, Tennessee. What's up? Is there any bad weather threats out there for area today? Yeah, I do believe Tennessee is in the main risk today. Yeah. So all of Tennessee today is in the risk for severe weather. So the yellow is the greatest risk today. The dark green is the lowest level for severity, and then and the light green, this is just a general thunderstorm threat. So if you're in a light green, this is just potential for some thunderstorms. Dark green, potential for severe weather, low end, and then the yellow here is, level 2 threat for severe weather. But let me pull up your area, my friend. Let's see here. You said you're in Cleveland, right? Cleveland, Tennessee? Let's pull that up for you. Let's see. I believe you're probably going to be in that level 2 threat. Wait, no, this is wrong. Cleveland. Hold on. Cleveland, Tennessee. Here we go. Yeah, so you're in that level 2 threat for today for severe weather. So the good news I can tell you right now is that there's no tornado threat. So we're not expecting any tornadoes today here. Or really anywhere in the States today. We're not expecting any tornadic activity today, thankfully. However, we still do have some concerns, and that's why we're live. We do have a 15% chance probability for damaging wind gusts ranging between 60 to 70 miles an hour. So 15% chance of that happening, within a 25-mile radius around you. In terms of hail, we do also have a 15% chance probability here for hail, ranging 1 to 2 inches in diameter, potentially. So once again, within a 25-mile radius around you, 15% chance probability for that. So we need you to keep it out there for some storms today. Potential of some gusts, heavy gusts and some hail. Definitely something that we do need to look out for. All right, let's go ahead and bring up radar, or future radar, I should say. We'll go ahead and pull up the latest 18 Zulu coming through. So current time is 1910 UTC. So it is 3 p.m. 2 p.m. for you guys currently. So looking at the future radar here overall. So we work our way down in time. By the way, guys, time's in the bottom right here if you guys want to look at it. Also, if you guys want to check out this program, we have a code for you guys, so you guys can check it out and you can look at the models and stuff for yourself. So definitely one of my, literally the best model program I've ever experienced. And I'm not just saying that. Actually, I mean it. This thing is really cool. It's so customizable and stuff. Anyways, besides that, so it looks like we're really going to start to see a lot of cell growth getting ready to occur soon across like Mississippi. According to HRRR here, take this with a grain of salt. But within the next couple of hours, we're really going to start to develop a lot of storms. And as the day materializes and as we continue to work our way down throughout the day, these storms are going to kind of cluster up once they approach their way into Alabama and Georgia. And around this time, as we approach our way into the evening of today, around this time when these storms cluster up, that's when we're going to start to run out of instability, or the fuel in the atmosphere is going to start to weaken a bit. So that will be certainly, that'll certainly be good. And the severity of these storms, while they look pretty severe, on the radar, future radar here, which it's just a lot of heavy rain and whatnot, but honestly, given the fact that a lot of that instability is going to start to weaken, that's a good sign that the storms will likely not be as strong. Now, we still do have the risk out there that we need to follow for today, so we'll certainly be keeping a close eye out there for that overall. So, hopping back to current radar now. So, look at this. St. Louis now in a severe thunderstorm warning. Quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Okay, so heads up out there for St. Louis. Y'all have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here. That storm is moving into that area. Let's see here. If severe weather plans for taking shelter for a safe place until severe thunderstorm. Huh? Jared's like, if severe weather plans for taking shelter for a safe place until severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings will be expired in the U.S. map. Dude, I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're I don't know what you mean by that, man. Sorry, Jared. I don't know what to say, dude. Frankie says very informative. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I try to keep this as informative and everything as possible. David says he lived in West Palm Beach. Nice. Then Connecticut, then PH. Nice. Let's see here. I don't know, Frankie. What's up, Divinely? Hope you're doing good. My brother lives in Scottsboro, Alabama, says Dave. Let me check him, Dave. We'll see if he has anything, because I know portions of. Let's see here. I know portions of Alabama is in the risk today, and I believe he is. Yes, let's hop over here to this. So yeah, your brother Dave is in a level 2 threat today. Thankfully, like I mentioned, no tornadoes here. In terms of damaging winds, we have a 15% chance probability here for some damaging wind gusts, potentially between 60 and 70 miles an hour. It's a 15% chance, of happening within 25 miles around here. So that's that. So that is that. Now, in terms of, let's see here. In terms of hail, we do have ourselves also a 15% chance probability here for hail between 1 to 2 inches in diameter. So, gotta look out there for that. Let's see here. Ray says, thank you so much. No problem. Yeah, Brad, I got you, man. Let's hop over to you real quickly. See what we got going on for your area. This is up in Illinois. Actually, you're good. Yeah, you're good. You're high enough north here where we're not really seeing conditions favorable for severe weather. Now, there is the potential for some thunderstorms. Given that we are in the general thunderstorm risk, gives the potential for a couple of boom booms here and there, but but generally speaking, the big stuff is going to be south of you. The severe stuff is going to be south of you, so you're good. No problem, frankly. Did I say frankly? Sorry, Frankie. My bad, dude. What's up, Christy? Good morning. Let's see here. Or I should say good afternoon. I'm in the Yazoo City area of Mississippi. What's the worst we'll get? I don't think the risk goes down that far. It does. Never mind. So, yeah, Yazoo City is actually in a level 1 threat here. That marginal risk level 1. The good news, like I mentioned for everybody, we don't have a tornado threat today, but we do need you to keep an eye out there for some gusty winds and some hail. Once again, potential hail size could be ranging, or we could get up to 1 to 2 inches in diameter, as well as gusty winds could gust up to 60 to 70 miles an hour within the storm there. So that's something we'll have to look out for. Let's see here. Tabletop, not much has changed, man, honestly. I mean, I think other than that 2% they added, because we do have a little bit of cyclogenesis starting to become a concern. Just basically, low developing over west central North Carolina. Models do pick up on it. There could be a little bit of veering winds, which could support maybe some supercells and whatnot tomorrow, but, the threat's a 2% chance. It's pretty low. Pretty low. Let's see here. Nightbot in the middle of the day. Yeah, what's going on with that, man? It's literally daytime. Why is not Nightbot here? Oh man, oh man. Let's see here. Bandit says Savannah, Tennessee area. Let's see what we got going on. Then we'll do a radar sweep real quickly. Okay, after that. All right, Savannah. Okay, yeah, you're literally in the level 2. You're like right in the middle of that level 2 threat here for today. So you have a slight risk for severe weather. Now, that gives you a no tornado chance, or less than 2%. We're not expecting tornadoes today. But we do have a 15% chance for winds, between 60 and 70 mile an hour wind gusts within those storms. 15% chance of that happening within a 25-mile radius of you. And in terms of hail, we do have also a 15% chance here for hail, 1 to 2 inches in diameter. So hail and some gusty winds can't be ruled out today. And that's kind of what we're looking out there for. And over the next couple of hours, those storms are going to start to grow into the region here. I mean, if we take a look at the radar now, you can see your area is pretty clear. But hopping back over here to future radar, according to HRRR here, you can kind of see that over the next little bit, given that you're, let's see here, where were you? Yeah, you're up here by, you said Savannah, right? So you are, and it's not much. Oh, is that Savannah? Yeah, there's Savannah right there. So you're right here. So keep an eye on that area right there. And you can see the time in the bottom right here. This is just an estimate. So you can kind of see storms start to build in as we approach our way into the evening here. This is also an Eastern time, by the way. This is, I know you're in Central time zone, so subtract an hour from the time it shows. But, yeah, I mean, it looks like stuff will start to increase here within the next possibly, 3 or so hours from now. So expect some storm activity to start ramping up soon. All right, let's see here. But yeah, keep it out there for that. A little bit of gusty winds, a little bit of hail possible. Let's see here. All right, let me do a quick little sweep, and then we'll get back into the zip codes, okay? So once again, everybody, heads up, St. Louis. We got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts for the next 43 minutes. They just issued another one to the south for areas south of St. Louis by Hillsborough, Cedar Hill Lakes, as well as Robertsville, Catawissa. Is that how you say that, dude? There ain't no way, man. You can also see on the cell here, it looks like we are definitely starting to get some pretty high in reflectivity values coming through. Ooh. Yeah. Yep, that explains it. We got 1.75-inch hail potential on that storm. Golf ball size hail for equivalence. And also 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts out there. So Robertsville, Catawissa, let's see here, Dittmer, Orman, I think it is, Cedar Hill Lakes local. Let's see here. Regina, I think it is. Morse Mill. I am trying my hardest, y'all. Blues Creek, Goldman, Jarvis, Mappaville, Hillsborough, Victoria, Hermitite. You guys are in the warning here, south of St. Louis here. So 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and literally hail up to golf ball size. Yeah, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. All right, let's see here. Is it Joni? I think it is. Joni says, can you tell me how Cookeville, Tennessee is going to be? Yeah. I got you. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quickly. All right, so okay, so you're actually in that level 2 threat for today. Does look like we have some storms developing, though, nearby. So to the north of you, we have a couple Ooh. Is that a hook? Hold on, let me check something here. Yeah, never mind. That's just the storm shape, dude. This is bringing back PTSD, seeing stuff like that. Anyways, No, you're good. You're good. So to the north, we have a couple storms. To the south, we do as well. Storms will continue to roll through within the next several hours, and there will be potential of some hail as well as potential for some gusty winds too. 15% chance probability for both. Within a 25-mile radius around you overall. So that's that. All right, let's see here. No problem, Brad. Holly says, what's my opinion for Paulding County in Georgia tonight/overnight? Let me see what's going on out here for you. Real quickly, let me touch up on these two severe thunderstorm warnings up in southern Illinois, and I'll get to you, all right? So we have more severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. These guys are both for quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts for southern Illinois out by Benton, McLeansboro, Spring Garden, Ewing, Hannaford, Thompsonville. For the other warning, it includes Fairfield, Golden Gate, Barn Hill, Burnt Prairie. All right. Carmi, I think it is. Out there by Crossville, Mount Erie, I think it is. Once again, this is in southern Illinois. So just a bit of a heads up there for you guys. Potential for quarter hail up to 1 inch in diameter and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust potential. All right, I got you. I didn't forget about you, Holly. So you, my friend, you are in Paulding County. Okay, this is out by Atlanta. Gotcha. So looking back at the future radar from HRRR, as we approach a weight, so you're kind of over in this area here. As we work our way down in the next several hours, you can see later this evening, this is 11 o'clock Eastern, according to HRRR. Take that lightly. It could be a little bit before, a little bit after. Timing kind of ranges here, but given the future radar from HRRR here, it does look like we kind of have this big cluster of storms that starts to kind of roll through. And now, given the threat here, we still do have potential for some damaging wind gusts here. Overall, that is definitely going to be a concern. Now, these gusts within the storm could reach up to 60, maybe 70 miles an hour at worst case scenario. Within the storm, these are gusts, but the storms could peak to. Winds within the storm could peak to. And like I mentioned, at this time as well, I believe we still do have that hail threat too. The threat at this point is going to be a lot lower than it is further up north because we start to run out of a lot of instability or those fuel for storms. And actually, I'm mistaken here. They actually have Atlanta in the level 2. Did they extend that? I feel like Atlanta was in the level 1, but no, I think they might have expanded that, or I'm just losing my mind. Probably number 2. But let me hop back over here. So yeah, your area is actually in that level 2 threat. So no tornadoes. 15% chance for winds and 15 hail. I honestly I don't know. I don't know if that was there or not, or if I'm just losing my mind. But yeah, you do have a 15% chance now for hail and for damaging wind gusts here. So same potential like we mentioned here. Potential of those gusts, 60, 70 miles an hour at worst, and stuff like that. So, anyways, hopefully that helps. Let's see here. Shoot says best weatherman YouTuber. Love your coverage. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Do I think SPC will upgrade the risk from area? I don't know, Tabletop. It's up to SPC. It also depends on how the models handle up tomorrow morning and whatnot. So, what's up, Polly? I think Missouri has officially the strangest names. Strangest names, maybe. One of the states, anyways. But hardest names to pronounce so far, Ohio. Sorry, Oklahoma. Dude, I can't tell you how frequently I accidentally call Oklahoma, Ohio, or Missouri, Montana, or whenever the first letter of the states always throws me off. I know my states very well. For many, many years I've known them, but every once in a while I will say the wrong state name. Like I just called Oklahoma, Ohio. Y'all didn't hear that. But yeah, no, honestly, let's see, where was I? Hold on a minute. I was saying that Oklahoma has some of the hardest names to say. Anyways, boy, was that a mess. Let's see here. Is Columbus, Ohio going to get hit? So Columbus is not in the risk today. No, you guys are good. We're not expecting any severe weather out there. We're also just shy of that general thunderstorm risk, so we're not really expecting much out there. We have our severe thunderstorm watch. Oh, do we? Here, let me enable watch it. Oh, yeah, we do. There it is. Yep. So you see that pink area here. I just need to go to bed. I just need to go to bed. I've had it. It's that yellow area. Dude, I don't know what's going on with me, man. I don't know what's going on with me. But yeah, no, that yellow area here, these polygons, these are the severe thunderstorm watch effect, dude. Oh, buddy. What time will it hit Atlanta? It'll be late. It'll be very late, anywhere from 10 to midnight or so is when I'd give an estimate. That's kind of what HRRR suggests. Holly says, let's see here. It's a level 2 in Atlanta. Thank you. We had a tornado touchdown March 15th. Had a wall cloud with rotation literally over my head. Whoa, that's crazy. Well, honestly, Holly, you're welcome, and I'm glad that I can help you. That's crazy, though. Let's see here. Minnie says, my granddaughter is headed out to Atlanta at 6 a.m. in the morning from Alabama. Okay. How will the weather be? Just join the chat. So tomorrow at 6 a.m. So by then, the storms should be pretty much dead, considering that a lot of the instability for these storms, which I'll go ahead and bring up our instability for you guys. Here, let me just add it. So the fuel for those storms, by the time we approach that time in the morning here, a lot of that fuel will be pretty much just gone. So, this is the fuel here indicated in the green and the yellow, this area. And you can see the time in the bottom right here where I'm highlighting. So as we approach our way down in time, you can see, as we approach our way into those hours, you can see all of that just kind of thins out because we run out of that instability or that fuel for those storms. But yeah, a few hours prior to that, there would be some heavy storm activity. Now, looking at the radar later on, though, in the afternoon, it does look like we might still have a little bit of lingering instability. We might be able to get some more storms out here for like central northern Alabama, northern Mississippi, northern Georgia. So there could be some more storms like tomorrow afternoon going into tomorrow evening out here, although they're not expected to be severe overall, so that's definitely good news. But we do have a severe threat tomorrow further to the east along the coastal regions of like North and South Carolina, even northern Florida here. We have a little bit of a risk for severe weather. Now, tomorrow, I know this is completely irrelevant, but we do have an area of low that's going to be kicking up tomorrow. We do have a little tornado risk now tomorrow, a little 2%. I'll probably cover that. It probably won't need it, to be honest, considering it's a relatively small area and a small probability for tornadoes, but I'll still try to be there to help that out overall. So, anyways. That's you. Court, shut up. I tell you, that Arctic person in the chat is weird. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't believe I said it was pink, man. Dude. Oh, shoot. We got some hail reports coming through here. Hold up. Let's hop back to radar, guys. So that storm south of St. Louis, we have reports in Pacific here of 1.75-inch hail. That's probably why they issued that warning there. Yep, still golf ball size hail potential. That's south of St. Louis here. This is for Robertsville, Catawissa. I know, Court, I'm just messing with you. Is that Catawissa? Dude, I swear, some of these names, dude, are weird. Let's see here. We have local, Morse Mill, Hillsboro, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter hail. Let's see here. All right, thanks, Christy. I appreciate it. No problem, Mindy. No problem. I got you. Yep, so that's that. Also, out here just west of St. Louis, out by St. Peter's, we have reports of quarter hail from that storm that just rolled through, near O'Fallon as well. 2 reports of quarter hail. Also, we had a 50-mile-an-hour wind gust report here, 58. So that's considered severe. Yeah, anything 58-mile-an-hour winds or greater, that is considered severe. So that officially classifies as severe, even though it's literally the lowest value. All right, taking a peek at southern Illinois. Got a couple of storms popping off out here by Carmi, by Crossville, Burnt Prairie, Fairfield, Golden Gate. So just a bit of a heads up out there for you. This one's for 60 mile per hour wind gusts here and quarter size hail. Heads up to you. Southwest here we have McLeansboro and another warning for Thompsonville and Hannaford area. So that's for quarter hail, 60 mile an hour wind gusts here too. Let's see, southeast Missouri, we got a severe thunderstorm warning here. This is literally the farthest southeast you can go in the state for Bragg City and Pascola, also including Holmestown, Cartersville, leading its way into extreme northwestern Tennessee out by Lenox, and Bogota. I think that's how you say that. So that's for quarter hail, 60 mile an hour wind gusts too. That's literally what we got going on. Oh, another warning just popped up here in western Illinois. This area is not even in the risk area. Look at that. Yeah, this area is in the general thunderstorm risk here. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter hail up by Golden, Lorraine, Menden, Coatesburg, Camp Point, Clayton, Columbus, and Golden. Let's see here. That's why I log in to listen. You mentioned names of locations. Why? Because I mess them up so much? Hey, I mean, hey, if that floats your boat, you know, if that floats your boat, then that's that. Christy, thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. Saying thanks for the entertainment. You're welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate it, though. Thank you for that. So, yeah, we definitely need to keep a close eye on these areas for the next little bit because hopping back to future radar on HRRR, you know, things going to get a little messy here in a little bit. You know, like I said, right now we're kind of starting off semi-discrete, you know, a little bit of cluster of storms rolling through, but then later tonight, like we mentioned, you can just see how everything's just going to blow up to a big line, potentially, of storms here. I mean, this thing is probably going to be quite strong as it passes through Atlanta here. Now, the instability is going to start to weaken at this point, but, you know, you guys got to consider that dying storms is also a big concern, even if the instability is running out, because, you know, collapsing storm, all that downwards air starts, all that cold air starts sinking down back to the surface, which, you know, increases those winds and stuff. Here, let me bring up wind gusts here. I'm curious. See what HRRR suggests. You also got to remember this is just one model too. One model run. Let's see what the HRRR suggests here. I have this for Phil, don't I? There we go. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. So according to HRRR, we definitely could have some pretty strong wind gusts. You can't take that approximately, but that is definitely something we need to look for. Okay, definitely going to be quite strong winds. Once again, this is going to be roughly just before midnight for the Atlanta area. So just a bit of a heads up there. It does look like, too, HRRR does support a lot of strong winds within these storms rolling into western Kentucky here within the next 2 hours. Let's see here. Jay Ferris says that you're doing a great job. Thank you. Yep, no problem. I appreciate that. Incog says you're a pretty good kid. I think we'll keep you. I appreciate that. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. What's up, WWT? Hope you're doing good. Welcome. But yeah, we got to keep an eye out there for that because HRRR kind of shows, I think, a bit of a bow. Yo, dude! Christy coming up to 50! Thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate it. Dude, that's really sweet of you, Christy. You did not have to do that, my friend. Absolutely crushing our goal today. I appreciate it. I like this color table better. Thank you for that, though, Christy. Y'all in chat, please give Christy a big thank you in the chat. It's much appreciated. Yeah, we definitely do got a couple rounds of storms rolling into western Kentucky today, but you guys are in that slight risk out there, that level 2 threat. So definitely need you guys to keep an eye out there for that. Once again, Chrissy, thank you for that. That is really sweet of you. You definitely did not have to do that, my friend. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, let me hop back to radar. Currently, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning here. We're starting to get some severe storms in the non-risk area. Let's see here. So we have another severe thunderstorm warning out there by Hannibal. This is in northeastern Missouri, including New London, Ashburn, and Frankfort. Just for quarter hail. Yeah, these ones outside of the warning, out of the outlook area. Are sub-severe on the winds. It's mostly just a bit of a hail concern. I think our lower temperatures, not quite ground level, but lower mid levels, are fairly cold and dry, which I believe is really kind of what's supporting all that hail growth out here. Let me grab a sounding here. I'm curious. Let's hop back to the models. I'm really kind of curious. What I could do is even look at mesoanalysis, but let's see here. Oops. I think program glitched on me here. I don't know what I did. I think I broke it. Hold on, let me relaunch this real quickly. There we go. Yeah, that happens every once in a while. I don't know why. Let me try hopping back. All right, let's go back here, guys. Yeah, I want to pull up another sounding here. Like I mentioned, I think the mid lower levels and the pretty dry air there is contributing to that hail formation out there. Okay, so EDT. Yeah, this is just outside of that risk area there. Maybe it'll load. Yeah, I need. This program's still pretty new, and there's still some bugs. Yeah, I guess we'll hold off on that for now. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pull up mesoanalysis here real quickly. Mesoanalysis. Here we go. Let's hop on back over here. Actually, I'm gonna bring it down to you guys. Bring over mesoanalysis. Let's see. All right, changing back to the Midwest area. So, yeah, we are starting to get some of those warnings out here in this environment here. You can see, yeah, instability is very low. Even the most unstable capes, like 400 joules per kilogram, which is pretty low. That's not much instability. Yeah, believe it or not, our lower mid-levels are actually fairly saturated. That could just be inside the storm, though. Let's see. Check the environment around it. No. You know what? Never mind. There are some pretty steep lapse rates, though, up there, so that's still likely contributing to that. Anyways. Let's see here. Thank you, Incog. I appreciate it. Robin says these storms are getting ridiculous. Looks like we'll have to be weather aware tonight. It's not all bad news. Like we mentioned here, we don't have a tornado threat today, but we still do have, other concerns. Hail and winds. It's unfortunately it's that time of the year. Springtime. We start introducing a lot of warm air back in the country, and given the pre-existing cold air conditions throughout, not just lower, but also mid and upper atmosphere are pretty cold. And whenever you introduce a lot of warm air into the country with the atmosphere being generally cold, essentially you create steep lapse rates, the rate of which the temperature drops with altitude, in which, those increased lapse rates increase storm formation and severity as well. So it's that time of the year because we're starting to introduce a lot of that warmer air. And then once summer comes around, things will mostly stabilize, not as crazy, but still, of course, still could be some severe weather, just up to the event itself. But yeah. Let's see here. Chris says, gotta make sure we support the channel and keep the entertainment going. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Heard on the news that La Nina's gone. Yeah. So actually, we are heading into neutral conditions. I believe we actually are in neutral conditions now. The forecast models, the climate forecast models, show us kind of running in a neutral status through a lot of the hurricane season this year. For people who don't know, La Nina is a good year or a good oscillation for hurricane season. And I'm getting very off topic here, but but yeah. So real quickly, us being in neutral, typically La Nina is like the big, the years with big hurricane potential in the Atlantic, because it allows for those trade winds to be fairly weaker, and of course with us heading into neutral status, I still believe we might still be a little bit above activity, but I don't think it'll be as active as it was last year. But we'll see. I gotta do more. I gotta do more research too. I gotta do more model analysis and stuff like that. And I'm gonna make a video on that eventually. But anyways, enough of that. Let's see here. Cindy says, hello. Please, are we going to get a hailstorm south of Atlanta today? So we do have a risk for hail out down in Atlanta region today. For Atlanta, just slightly to the south here. Just depends on how far south you are. But we do have a risk for hail, yes. Also damaging wind gusts here. So there is potential for hail, 1 to 2 inches in diameter, 15% chance in the yellow, 5% chance in the brown. And in terms of damaging winds, we have a 15% chance here. Hold on, let me redo that. Yeah, I mean it's the same thing for both the winds and the winds and the hail. So 15% chance across the yellow, 15 for the yellow, 5 for the brown. But like I mentioned, no tornado threat today, which is good. But still, yeah, we got to look out for a little bit of hail, a little bit of gusty winds. Could be possible. Let's see here. Incog says, God bless you, Andrew. Truly appreciate it. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Tanya wants me to look at the zip code. Yep, I got you. Got you real quickly. Real fast, let me hop back to these. Ooh, we got a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust report coming through out there just west of St. Louis here. As the storm rolled through, Spirit of St. Louis Airport reported 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Looks like we got a new warning extending into Waterloo, Illinois. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, quarter hail. For Cedar Hill Lakes, Hillsboro, we still have golf ball hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts out here. And then those ones are just quarter hail. Southern Illinois out by Crossville, Carmi. I'll get to you in a second, Tanya. Hold on. Sorry, I got to go through these real quickly. Golden Gate, this is for quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And then lastly, the warning in southeast Missouri by Cartersville, Pascagoula, and Haiti, I think it is. Quarter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall. So that's that. Anyways. See here. Daddy Crab coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Let me hop over here, Tanya. I got you. So you are in the level 2. Daddy Crab with the 2 saying, have a coffee. I appreciate it. Rain, 44 degrees, Grant County, West Virginia. Ooh, sounds a little cold. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, Tanya, I got you. So you're actually now in a severe thunderstorm watch here, so look out for the possibility of severe weather. Now, the good news, like I mentioned, no tornadoes today. Just a little bit of gusty winds, potentially ranging 60 to 70 miles an hour in terms of gusts are possible today. And in terms of hail, 1 to 2 inches in diameter is possible. You're in that level 2 threat, so it's a 15% chance for both within a 25-mile radius within a 25-mile radius around you of occurring, essentially. So that is that. Christy hurricane, yeah, dude. I know a lot of people don't like hurricanes and stuff like that, which I totally understand. I don't like them either when they cause damage, but yeah, in my opinion, a good thrill of a hurricane's pretty cool to come across. But obviously, minus the damage and the problems they cause, of course, which it sucks. Even the aftermath is terrible. It's just me being a storm lover. I am. What about Northern Virginia? Not much going on out here, actually. Tomorrow is the closest thing we're going to get to severe weather out there, which we're not. Southeast Virginia, we do have a little marginal risk out there towards Virginia Beach, Newport News area here. But yeah, Northern Virginia, we do have a general thunderstorm risk, a couple for some booms here and there, but nothing big. All right, let's see here. Crystal says, what about Greenville, South Carolina? Gotcha. Let's see here. You, my friend, are in the clear. Yeah, so we might have some storms tomorrow. You know, there might be a few booms here and there, but we're not expecting anything severe tomorrow. But today, we do have a level 1 threat, though. No tornadoes, gusty winds, 5% chance, hail, 5% chance. So hail between 1 to 2 inches in diameter, and gusty winds, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts are, potentially greater. Now, given that this is within a 25-mile radius around you here overall, okay? So, yeah, the odds are pretty low. I mean, you're in a 5% chance, but still is going to be possible, so keep it out there for the weather. I mean, you are in a risk for severe weather, so we still need you to be weather aware. No problem, Cindy. You're welcome. No problem. Let's see here. Yeah, fish storms are good. But, even when we do get those storms, those hurricanes that, are fish storms, quote unquote, ones that don't impact land or anybody, they still usually do cause a big coastal concern because, hurricanes, they'll really mess up those currents, man. Even if you're really, hundreds and, if not thousands of miles or 1,000 or so miles away or so, you can still have a powerful enough storm that'll still mess with the current, big rip current concern, even for a storm that does that. So, a lot of beach concerns. Some, coastal erosion and stuff like that could still occur in some of those storms. So, something you got to look out for. All right, anyways, let's hop back over here to the warning. So right now our biggest storm here is actually towards the St. Louis area. The warning just got canceled for it. Looks like that's kind of faded a bit. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for St. Louis area here, including Eureka, Arnold, and Burns Mill for potential gusts up to 60 miles an hour and hail quarter size. Now, we do have another warning to the east of that here for Columbia, including out there by Dupo, out there by Waterloo, Fayetteville, Freeburg, Smithton, New Athens, and Lindsborg for quarter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts out there as well. So that is that. That is that. So keep an eye out there for that storm. And then the two up here into the north here, these are just warned for, potential hail up to quarter size overall. So just a little bit of a quarter size hail could be possible. And then lastly, we do have another warning up here in southeastern Illinois by Golden Gate, out by Crossville, Burnt Prairie area for quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And actually our last warning here is southeast Missouri by, Haiti, Cuthersville, and Pascola area, quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So that is that. That is that. Anyways, here, I tell you what we're gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna hop up back to mesoanalysis here. I'm curious to see kind of what we got going on out there. So we have a fair amount of instability. Nothing excessive really. We do have a decent amount of instability though. Kind of hard to position the camera where I want to here. But yeah, we do have a fair amount of instability building into the Midwest. Ohio Valley. Out there. Once again, nothing excessive here. Nothing excessive, but still, enough to get the job done. It really ranges, though. It looks like. Seems like the further west you go, the greater the instability here. Oh yeah, that environment's pretty unstable. Lower wind shear is fairly weak, though, and like I mentioned, doesn't really support tornadic activity, thankfully. Yeah, our lower level jet is like non-existent. Yeah. Whoa, that was weird. We have a little bit of southeasterly flow, but 15 knots, that ain't doing nothing. That ain't doing nothing. Where it's at's our mid levels here. 500 millibar. We have a trough here. big mid-level trough, dipping down into the deep south here. Mid-level flow is pretty strong, and that's going to contribute to some good organization within those storms potentially. So that's good. That is certainly good. D-Cape here, yeah, it's pretty high, especially on those southern stells that are firing off in like southeastern Missouri. D-Cape, that downwards cape, could really be a concern for strong winds. So that's something we got to look out for. Considering that our D-Cape is a little bit higher out here, we could definitely have some pretty strong downbursts. So that's where we're in that risk there for that concern. Ain't really seeing much concerning on that one storm. It's just 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter hail. It's kind of how all of them are riding out right now, except for these guys up in western Illinois. These are for just quarter hail. So, ooh, yo, that's pretty crazy. Southern Illinois here, out by Harrisburg. Apparently, we have reports here of winds, sustained winds of 35 and gusting up to 55, apparently. Dang, that's pretty strong. Let's see. Elite says, any storms in the future? No. Yeah, we do. We do have some storms obviously going on now, and we're going to continue to watch them for the next little bit. And they will work their way to the southeast here eventually, kind of developing into a big cluster of storms, rolling through like Alabama and Georgia later tonight. Kind of starting off as semi-discrete, turning more into a cluster the further we go down in time. Let's see here. Robin says, I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, been through a lot of hurricanes, moved out here in 79. Wow, gotcha. Gabby says, just got here, have I done Nashville? No, we've done near Nashville, but yeah. Nashville needs to watch out for a little bit of severe weather today. So, Gabby, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch out here, so we need to keep an eye out there for that. The good news is, like we mentioned, no tornadic activity overall is expected, but we still do have a concern for a little bit of hail. Also, a little bit of gusty winds, too. We're talking potential winds ranging 60 miles an hour or greater in terms of gusts within those storms there. Could be possible. And also, hail 1 to 2 inches in diameter could also be possible. So, definitely need you to be weather aware out there, Gabby. Now, storms timing. I will bring up HRRR real quickly to take a peek at it. Here, let's hop on back here real quickly. HRRR. We'll go and bring up our future radar here. So, looking out there, we have a new run coming through. Nice. Yeah, so it looks like within the next like 1 to 2 hours or so, we definitely could start to see some of those storms rolling through. We got a little bit of cell activity to the south of you now. There's Nashville, a little bit to the south, a little bit to the north. Storms could pop up at any time out by Nashville, but just given, HRRR, we suggest within the next couple of hours we get that. What's up, little Timmy? Saying, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's up? Hope you're doing good, man. Janice says, we're driving to western New York tomorrow. Any weather concerns? I think we have a wintry weather concern out there. Oops. That was weird. Let me bring you guys back over here up to the north. We do have a bit of winter weather being a bit of a concern here. Let me disable radar real quickly, and then we'll re-enable the, let's see here, snow composite. Yeah, so western, hopefully my internet will make, oh, never mind. I'm just an idiot. Anyways, yeah, so it does look like we might get some snow and stuff out there. It looks like we're getting stuff now, but yeah, it looks like a lot of that clears up actually out there for western New York tomorrow. Yeah, I think mostly. Oh, you're going from New Hampshire to western New York? Okay. If that's the case, then it's a little bit more of a concern because we do have a bit of snow that's going to be rolling through, Vermont, New Hampshire. here for basically, yeah, tonight into tomorrow morning. It should be out by noon, essentially. Yeah, you might run into that. So, safe travels, my friend, and please be careful, okay? See you later, Robin. All right, Stormwatcher wants me to take a look at Bristol, Tennessee. Andrew, please. Also, how am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. But yeah, I got you, man. Let's see here. You're in a level 1 threat today. You're in that marginal, that level 1 severe weather threat. So, odds of severe weather is pretty darn low, but we can't rule it out. So that does give you, obviously, we don't have a tornado concern today, thankfully, but we do have potential for some gusty winds, 5% chance probability within a 25-mile radius around you. Same thing for, actually, you know what? No, you're outside of that hail risk. You're barely just outside. So the main thing you got to look out for is just maybe some gusty winds, later today. Could be some storms producing some gusty winds later. And hopping over the Back to the Future radar here of HRRR. Yeah, I mean, it looks like, here's the time in the bottom right there. It looks like we definitely could see quite a bit of storms kind of roll through. Then the next little bit, it'll probably still be another couple of hours, but, yeah. Keep it out there for that. We'll see. Let's see. Debbie says, how is Andrews, North Carolina? Let's see here. I didn't know I had a North Carolina. Let's see here. Okay, so we do have a level 2 threat. So, yeah, we do have a 15% risk out there for damaging wind gusts. I believe the hail is a little bit lower. No, 15%. So, within a 25-mile radius around you, there's a 15% chance probability for hail 1 to 2 inches in diameter and gusty winds between 60 to 70 miles an hour in terms of gusts within those storms. So, yeah, definitely need you to keep it out there for it. We'll certainly be watching out there for that. Definitely do develop quite a bit of storm activity here later in the evening. Yeah. You can kind of see, essentially once we approach our way into the evening today, it could be anywhere from, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5. No, that's really about now. Basically right around 5 or 6 or so, we could start to see some storms firing off. So look out for that. No problem, Janice. Let's see. Yankee says, could you please tell me any weather info for Connecticut? Thanks very much. Yep, no problem. So up here in Connecticut... So I think we have a little bit of winter weather concern out for some of these regions here. Let's see here. Let me actually go ahead and bring up the future radar again for you guys. All right, I'm going to bring you all back to the models. Oh, never mind. We're already on the models. Sorry, y'all. I'm losing my mind. Let's see. Precipitation, and we'll do snow composite here. So I know that Massachusetts is supposed to be getting a little bit of snowfall early tomorrow. Yeah, it does look like we are going to see a bit of snow out there in Connecticut. The HRRR definitely supports some snow developing here, kind of late this evening, working through the early morning hours, and it should be out fairly early. Snow totals, take this with a grain of salt. Don't take this too serious here, but let's see here. Total snow accumulations here, according to the HRRR. There we go. Yeah, according to HRRR, only seems to be maybe upwards of an inch or two in some of those areas. Really not a lot of anything, though, to be quite fair. Yeah, I wouldn't expect a whole lot. But yeah, a little bit of snow tonight leading into tomorrow morning. Let's see. No problem, Storm Watcher. No problem, Debbie. I doubt it will table. Let's see. Timmy says, what's the weather in Harnett County, North Carolina later on in the evening? Let me check, first of all, where you're at here. Okay, you're in the... I think you're in the threat tomorrow. So today you're good. There is a potential for a few booms of thunder today. But tomorrow is one you got to look out for. So we do have ourselves 2% chance for tornadoes. You're right on the edge of that. Very low end chance. Within a 25-mile radius around you, there's literally a 2% chance of a tornado dropping. We do have a 5% chance. 5% chance for some gusty winds ranging 60 to 70 miles an hour. And then we do have ourselves a 5% chance for hail, 1 to 2 inches in diameter as well. So look out there for that. But yeah, today is not going to be the day. Yeah, all these warnings we have here now just seem to be kind of for mostly just winds between 60, mostly right around 60 mile an hour wind gusts and quarter hail. Gabby says, you're awesome. Thanks for your help. Yep, no problem. You're welcome. No problem. What about Harriman, Tennessee today? Let's see here. Harriman, Tennessee. You are in the level 2 threat. So that severe thunderstorm watch is just to your west, just outside of you, but still. We still have potential for some strong 2 severe storms today. No tornado potential, thankfully. We do have a 15% chance, though, for damaging wind gusts, though. So within a 25-mile radius around you, 15% chance probability of, some gusty winds, 60 to 70 miles an hour within the storms possible. And then, of course, a 5% chance for hail, 1 to 2 inches in diameter. So relatively low-end threat, generally speaking, but can't rule it out completely. So definitely still need you to be weather aware. It does look like we do have some storms out there by you now, though, which are currently not severe. But anyways, did I get to celebrate my birthday? Kind of. Let's see here. No problem, Janice. Let's see here. Erica says, anything interesting with the storms in North Georgia / West South Carolina currently? Right now... Let's see here. Hop to the only radar we can kind of look at in northern Georgia. Yeah, right now there is nothing really going on in Georgia. Later tonight, though, we'll kind of get a big cluster of storms that'll roll through. Potential, hail and winds on it that we'll need to look out for. Now in, let's see here, western South Carolina. Yeah, these ones here that we have kicking off. These ones aren't really a concern. They are, a little bit of moderate heavy precipitation, but yeah, these ones aren't a problem. No problem, TRT, no problem. Appalachian says loud thunder in Paducah. What, Paducah, Kentucky? Is it Paducah, Kentucky? We do have a little bit of showers coming through, but it doesn't look like anything super big. Nothing really concerning there. I mean, Paducah, Kentucky is in that risk, though, later today, though, for a little bit of severe weather and stuff. So, like I mentioned, once again, just a little bit of gusty winds, a little bit of hail. Could be quite possible, but guys, if you guys could consider sharing this with your friends and your family, help get the word out there. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We greatly appreciate it. And if y'all could leave a like on this too, it would be much appreciated, y'all. But yeah, there's not much going on in Paducah right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning, though. I think this is new. And southeast, yeah, this is new. Southeastern Tennessee for Winchester, Cohen, Detchard, I think it is, out there by Shawnee. Is that how you say that? Shawnee, Midway, Sherwood, and Belvedere. Quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, which also extends into the extreme northeastern corner of Alabama for Bridgeport. Yeah, once again, quarter hail, 1 inch in diameter, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust potential. They do seem like pretty strong storms. Take a peek out by Memphis. Looks like the radar is mostly clear. To the north, though, we have some storms firing off. Yeah, definitely does look like we are starting to... does look like it's definitely starting to kick up there. Yankee says, is that for what part of Connecticut? Otherwise, I have to get my snowshoes on. Honestly, Connecticut's not expected to see a whole lot of snow. So it's mostly for the central northern side of the state. Here, I'll go ahead and bring you back over here. So, these areas here, according to the HRRR, could see a little bit of snowfall. Not, kind of excluding areas out there towards Stamford, Bridgeport, New Haven area. Not really expecting that. But remember, take this with a grain of salt. These models ain't perfect. I could try another model. We'll use, let's try the NAM. See what NAM is doing. We all love a good NAM run. Let's see if it wants to load, maybe. Drop to 12 Zulu, maybe it'll run. Anyways, we're not expecting much out there anyways. But yeah, mostly the central northern side of the state. Okay, they canceled that one warning in southeastern Missouri. Still got that one severe thunderstorm warning in western Illinois, out by Eldara, towards Barry, Hull, and New Canton. Got a severe warning for Evansville, Illinois, not Indiana. Quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and then, ooh, yeah, these are starting to, ooh, that's some pretty high reflectivity. Ooh, yeah, look at that, 70 dBz. That's not even scanning that high either. That's, you know what, that's got to be inching closer to bigger hail than quarter size. Dang, dude, look at that, man. That is so cool. Y'all see that outflow boundary here? It's created like this cold air pool underneath that storm there, dude, from the downdraft. It's cooled things off a bit. That's pretty darn cool. Wow. And you can just see how strong our mid-level flow is and just how quickly those storms are moving. I mean, yeah, the jet out here is supposed to be like, I think 60, 70 knots. So, it's moving. It's moving. Yeah, those mid-level winds will really cause some movement. Let's see. All right, we're going to hop back into the Paducah radar here. Actually, no, we're going to hop back to this radar up here by Fort Branch. No problem, Yankee. You're welcome. Dude, there's definitely some really high reflectivity on that. Let me... Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely some heavy precipitation, nonetheless. I mean, a lot of that's like on the ground level there, too. Or near ground level. Yeah, that's definitely likely some hail in there for sure. And if not bigger than quarter size hail, but it's warned for quarter hail, so... We'll see. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts out there, too. Let's see. I'm going to hop back to St. Louis here. Yeah, we did have some reports on those storms that just rolled through. Got a nice cold pool. Y'all can see that that big outflow boundary here from that downdraft. It's really cooling down the environment out there. I would love to see mesonet data from there. Man, I'd have to... I wonder if my friend has a station going. Let me check. I have a buddy out in St. Louis who has a mesonet. I wonder if it's running right now. Darn. Darn, darn, darn. It's not. I was going to say, that would be... that'd be pretty cool to look at. Yeah, definitely got some pretty big hail reports, actually, out there by, let's see, Pacific. Yeah, Pacific earlier, as the storm rolled through, southwest St. Louis reported literally golf ball hail. So that's the biggest hail we've seen today. Got another little shower storm developing here. I wouldn't be surprised if that goes warned. We'll see. It's kind of a new storm that's developing there. It's pretty, I mean, semi-discreet. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. That might actually go warned. We'll see. Yeah, radar. Yeah, radar is estimating about an inch hail. Definitely a lot of it, to say the least. You know, also some pretty heavy rainfall and stuff associated with that storm. It's heading into Crossville and Calvin, also by Phillipstown, southeast Illinois out there. Then we got western Kentucky starting to see some action. Ooh, it even looks like a Louisville area starting to get a little bit of something. Oh, yeah, look at that. We got some new cell development out by Louisville, Kentucky. Sub-severe currently, but it could definitely change quickly. I mean, you guys are in the risk for hail and stuff. So heads up to Louisville, Kentucky area. Could be some storm activity developing here. Let's see here. White Wolf says, hello, Andrew in chat. Experiencing the calm before the storm. Currently sunny and warm with gentle breeze here in the zip code. Hello, White Wolf. Hope you're doing good. Let me take a peek, see what you're up to. You're up in Tennessee. Okay, you're on a watch. I don't know if you knew that or not. You're in a severe thunderstorm watch. Yeah, radar is pretty clear around you, but give it another hour or two. Another 2 to 3 hours or so. And you know, models are suggesting a lot of that activity heading your way. I mean, our mid-level jet stream is pretty darn strong, so that's carrying those storms pretty quick. So they'll be heading over there in no time. But good to have you here. LWX says St. Louis popping off today was unexpected for sure. Yeah, I mean, you guys got hit pretty good out by St. Louis. Like we mentioned, we actually had some pretty decent reports come through out there. I don't know if you've seen that that pool of cooler air. You see that ring here? That's our outflow boundary. If we play that in motion, I mean, you can just kind of see all that. So our mid-level jet is just really screaming to the southeast here. And then, you know, that pool here of instability, that's from our downdraft. So, yeah, that's cooling down the environment. That's going to really make it hard for any more storms to want to fire in this area. We do got a lot more multicellular thunderstorms to the northwest. Those will probably weaken out by the time they approach you, but you never know. Atmosphere could recover by then. We'll see. Yeah, definitely starting to get some activity in like southern Illinois, western Kentucky area. Southern Illinois. Yeah, southern Illinois, southern Indiana too. Stuff's starting to pop off, man. Definitely starting to see a lot of growth going on here. Let me, here's the overall radar. Yeah, I mean, you can start to see that definitely picking up on the growth here. Definitely see out there by like central eastern India or central eastern Tennessee here. Got a lot of multicellular thunderstorms developing. Got a whole bunch of them up in northeastern Missouri here. All right, let's take a peek down to the south here. We got a warning up in northeastern Alabama, south central Tennessee. Ooh. So that's out there by Winch. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. What is that showing? 74.5 dBz, dude. Got 1 pixel. Yeah, we're upwards of upper 60s, lower 70 dBz here. That's pretty hefty. I mean, we're not super far from radar either. What's that warn for? Quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Let me cross-section slice this here. Yeah, we got a pretty nice little hail cord developing there. Pretty nice. What is radar estimating here? Ooh. Oh, wow. Radar's estimating nearly 2-inch hail out here. Yeah, radar estimates aren't always accurate, though. Want to let you know that. Yeah, it looks like we do got some pretty gusty winds going on in there, too. We're scanning about 1,000 feet up, and we're seeing about 20, 30 mile an hour constant winds. I mean, gusts are going to be higher, though. Remember that. So it makes sense why it's 1 for 60. I want to take a quick peek at my area real quickly. Because I know we're supposed to get some storms later today. Got a little bit of shower activity starting to develop here. Anyways. So these warnings here, I believe, are all warned for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter hail. So we're kind of just vibing right now. There's really not a lot of anything significant. We're not expecting really anything super significant today. We don't have a significant risk here, thankfully, but definitely still got to look out for that hail and those winds today. Just want to do a little bit of coverage today. Probably definitely not going to be super long coverage. I mean, we've already been live pushing an hour and a half here. It's not going to be that much coverage tonight compared to our other streams. I mean, yeah, those other ones were a big tornado concern, and I wanted to be live a lot longer. But, you know, tornadoes, like I mentioned today, not really in the forecast. You know, kinematics just don't support it. What's up, Clark? Hope you're doing good. Let me take a quick little peek over here in western Kentucky. Yeah, we got a pretty good amount of instability out here. Photograph, yeah, like I said, no curvature to it. Lower level wind field's pretty strong. Our mid-upper level winds are decent, though. So that'll carry those storms. Maybe shear off the top of them a little bit. Yeah, definitely building in a little bit of good instability here. Once again, our lower level jet stream about 5,000 feet up almost is non-existent out here. Yeah, I mean, we have like, what, 15, 20 knots between Kentucky and Tennessee here. Southeasterlies. Yeah, once again, if we were wanting a tornado environment, we'd want a lot of those winds coming from the south to the north and, you know, be stronger than what it is. You know, that's kind of why today's tornadic activity is lacking. You know, as in a sense, that lack of lower level wind shear, and we're not really seeing any varying, wind patterns in the lower atmosphere either. So that's good. That's good. That's good. Probably, to be honest with you guys, we're probably just going to see a lot of this today. A lot of just 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter hail. Yeah, we have potential for a little bit higher in some storms, but I mean, anyways. All right, y'all, to be quite honest, I'm probably going to roll off here soon. I hate to cut it really short, but, like I mentioned, there's really no need to do extended coverage today. Kind of wanted to hop on here for a little bit, see how things kind of react, see how the environment goes, and I got a warning in southwestern Tennessee out by Dyersburg towards Halls. Quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, it's kind of how they're all rocking right now. Just a lot of that quarter hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust activity. Yeah, some even sub that. Then, of course, for the people joining, people who don't know, this yellow, polygon collection is that severe thunderstorm watch we have in effect here. That'll expire in about 5.5 hours. And then, like we mentioned here, too, this will be the last thing I show you guys, and I'm going to head off here for tonight, okay? But let me bring up HRRR here. Bring up our radar again. So, yeah, later today, as those storms continue to kind of pop off, they're kind of clustered right now, but we do have a couple of, semi-discrete storms, some discrete storms firing, But that'll change. That'll definitely change later tonight, though. Hopping over to the HRRR here. This is the, I'm going to look at the 18 Zulu here. You can kind of see, we develop a lot of, scattered thunderstorms. And then as we approach the evening, everything kind of clusters up here. And then, we start running out of instability fairly late, and then everything just kind of dies out. But then tomorrow, could see some more storms in the south, plus a little bit of a severe weather threat, like we mentioned up here. You can see that cyclone there, positioned, kind of pivoting over the southwestern side of Virginia, northwestern side of North Carolina. You see that pivot? So a little bit of cyclogenesis happening here. But also, because of that, we could have some amplified lower-level shear, which, could support maybe an isolated tornado, but given it, to be honest with you, is going to be fairly weak. Let me pull up the winds. Let's see here. Let me look at the lower level wind shear. We'll do 850 millibar jet here at this time. I'll even overlay the radar. What's up, Mark? So you dropped in for a like. Hey, Andrew, what's up? Nice temperature dip here in West Virginia. Oh, yeah. I'm sure you're noticing that. Yeah. Yeah, so you can kind of see that little dip here. We have that low. And, about 20, 30 knots of northeasterlies. I mean, that's really kind of weak wind shear. I mean, if we do get tornadoes, they won't be big. They will not be strong. Or likely would not be strong. They'll most likely be weak and relatively brief, just given that lack of kinematics in the lower atmosphere here. Mid-level winds, though, should be actually quite strong, actually. Yeah, once you get up into the mid-atmosphere, well, you know what, that's mostly just east of where those storms are going to, the jet's mostly east of where those storms are going to fire off. Yeah, wind shear in general just pretty weak. once those storms fire off at this point in time here. So, anyways. Sounds good, Janice. I appreciate it. But, all right, everybody. We're going to roll off here for now. Just wanted to do a little bit of coverage today. Once again, nothing super wild today. If there was, I'd be live a lot longer. But, once again, no tornadoes today. We're not expecting any, anything significant. Even hail or winds, we're not expecting any significant hail or wind gusts or anything like that. So we're mostly chilling. Just, relative, decent little risk for some hail and some damaging winds in some areas there. So we'll do that. Am I going live early tomorrow morning? Maybe. I'm not going to commit to anything, but maybe. But, all right, everybody. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to go ahead and head off here. Once again, if you have not already, consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button on the way out. Be greatly appreciated. Shreve's going to head off here in 1 minute, so go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with here in the chat. It'd be greatly appreciated. But, all right, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, my friends. Catch y'all later on.